Hi there everybody, this is David, and I got a chance to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2 while I was at PAX West. I've already talked to you about my Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster playthrough and my Octopath Traveler 0 playthrough, and this is the final one. My most anticipated game of the year because I love Dragon Quest. And they also got this cute little shirt with the little slime. Hello, little pocket slime. He's so cute. Anyway, so I got roughly 25 minutes with Dragon Quest 1 and then 25 minutes with Dragon Quest 2 at this little demo preview event, and each demo has you like start off in a different area. And they tell you like what you should do or where you should go or what you're supposed to do. I didn't want to do what you were supposed to do in either of these things. That I do want to tell you all about these games and my experiences, and I definitely do think that's worth the sub as you come and you join my party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your hype. The new hype thing helps me out a ton. Thank you so much for that. So we're going to start off with Dragon Quest 1. Here we go. It begins with you in Gayangaming with this cutscene of like a swindler, and he says that he has the thieves' key and all this kind of good stuff, and he's talking about, hey, if you want the thieves' key, you can go to this house to the south and you can buy it from me. But whenever you do go over to that house in the south, you find out that he is attacked by Kandar, or Robin Hood. And this whole questline is brand new with new areas and new characters, because in the original version of the game there was magic keys, and you would buy them in Remulder and you could buy them in Tankatel. But now we actually have a thieves key, a magic key, and an ultimate key, just like pretty much all the other Dragon Quest games. And I'm going to tell you how I know all that. I know that because of where I went to and what I saw, because I didn't go to the Rocky Cave. I didn't see Kandar. I didn't do that. Instead, I wanted to see just how far I could go, because I was looking at the world map and I saw these different things on the world map, and I'm like, you know what? Since I'm going down to the Rocky Cave anyway, I'm just going to go as far south as I possibly can. Some things that I was able to find out was that you can actually learn new spells and abilities with these like scrolls that you can find, and I was able to learn Crack as well as Sandstorm abilities. And there are secret areas on the world map, just like in the Dragon Quest 3 remake, where you can get like seeds and nuts and things like that. Also mini medals, and we'll get to mini medals later. There is a mini map and a full world map. So I went ahead and I saw the stupid swindler. He was attacked, blah blah blah, who cares. Go down south past the Rocky Cave, and Hawkness was there, which is now renamed to Damdara. It's still a ruined town. It's similar to Hawkness. I didn't want to like risk it. I was only level 11 for this, so I didn't want to risk it and go in and try to get Erdrick's armor or anything, but I kept on just trying to go south. A little bit more to the south, in a forest, I found the fairy village, which was completely abandoned except for a cat. So you probably need like a special item, maybe like the Eye of Rubus or something, in order to see the fairy folk. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, but there was just a little cat there. Then I kept on going even more south to this desert, all the way in the southwestern corner of the world. Guess what I found? I found the mini metal castle. And there I saw that there were 3 treasure chests. There's a red chest, a blue chest, and a green chest. And the green chest was probably like the ultimate key. I saw some rewards as well, which included the Gringham Whip for 40 medals and a Metal Wing Boomerang and other powerful items. And you can also change your character's name here. By the way, we are not able to record our own footage at these events. The way that it works is you go there, you play the demo, and then they give you footage. So the footage that you're seeing more than likely will not be the stuff that I actually did. I'm still going to show the footage, but it's probably going to be, you know, footage of the Rocky Cave, which I didn't go to. So I'm sorry that you're not able to see, you know, the mini metal castle or the fairy village or the other stuff that I did, especially the stuff that I did in Dragon Quest 2, because this is the kicker right here. You won't believe what I saw here. This demo starts off with all 4 party members, including the Princess of Cannock. She has joined, and her little goof-off abilities that we saw earlier, about a month or so ago, if you watched my video, we saw that she was a goof-off when she joins you in the very, very, very beginning of the game to go to the baptismal cave to look for her brother. She now becomes like a monk and a thief sort of ability. She has the roundhouse kick, the shocking slash, the dodgy dance, things like that. And it seems like she is also a jack of all trades, very similar to her brother, but her brother leans towards more magical jack of all trades, where she's more physical jack of all trades. For example, she has the heal 1 spell, just the regular heal, whereas at the same level, the Prince of Cannock had heal and heal more. At that time, we also had crests. In this remake, the crests are now renamed sigils, and they actually have effects in combat. Before, they were just kind of like MacGuffins that you just had to get. When you got all 5 of the crests, then you can go and you could defeat Hargon. So the Sun Crest enables critical hits for abilities, and the Moon Crest lets spells get critical hits as well. So what we were supposed to do is go to the lighthouse, which means that you have the ship. Ha! You know what I wanted to do since I had access to the ship? I wanted to warp all around the frickin' world and see what I could, find out. See what I could, kind of pick through. If I go and I talk to various NPCs, maybe I can find out some little things that are going on, some little secrets and tidbits. So, my first stop was Baran, where the Prince of Cannock had his illness. And I spoke to a priest there, and the priest was like, hey, your companion's restored. This is really good news, which means that that event is still in the game, and this is probably where the Princess of Cannock joins your party. I also went to that lake south of the Silver Key Cave, and I found that NPC because I wanted to see exactly what he said. I wanted to get him verbatim, the quote of what he said, and I have it verbatim. He says, "Some say that this bridge leadeth to heaven, but to me it appeareth to lead precisely nowhere. One wonders who did build it, and to what end." So, yeah, still talking about the bridge leading to heaven. Zenithal Trilogy, anyone? I then went off to Welgarth, which has a completely new storyline. Remember, Welgarth was that underground town, and in the original version of the game, there's some guy, and he's like, oh, where did everybody go? I can't find them. Is it because of my bad breath? Well, Mr. Weaponized Halitosis isn't there any longer. Everybody's just kind of underground. They took that little part out, I don't know why, and there's a whole different little storyline down there. And apparently, the people of Welgarth were originally inhabitants of a place called Renderrock, which fell to Hargan. So I think that Renderrock is Hargan's castle up in Rhone. That's what they're talking about, and then Hargan took it over. So these people left Rhone, and they went out to Welgarth, and they went underground. And I spoke to a lot of the people down there, just to kind of piecemeal what was going on. And the town guard, he welcomes you, and he says, oh, hey, you're welcome to come and go as you please, because you proved your trustworthiness. So that must mean that you did something to prove your trustworthiness, and I found out what that was that there was a monster that was threatening the town, and they had that monster locked up in the jail. So yeah, I was able to see the monster and talk to the monster right there and all that kind of stuff. My next stop was Zahan. That's the little tiny, island town where you got the gold key last time. It was just a little stop, a little blip on the map the first time around, but now there's a whole side story there because everybody's very happy that you rescued a fisherman. Yeah. So I'm talking to people and I'm kind of piecing it all together, and it seems like there was some fishermen and they got lost in a storm, and the mermaids helped them out. I was actually able to find the mermaids too. We apparently rescued a fisherman called Sylvester and brought him back to Zahan, and I found the mermaids over at a place called Grackle Rock, which is south of Baran, and apparently the queen of the mermaids hates humans, but the other mermaids were like, hey, these humans are fine, all that kind of stuff. I go on back to Zahan and I find that dog. Remember the dog that gives the golden key? And the dog comes over and he's like, ruff, 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 ruff. And I check where he's at, and do I get a golden key? No, I get a golden platter instead. So it looks like the golden key, or the magic key, or whatever they want to call it this time around, is not found in Zahan. I then went over to Tangatel Castle to look at Alefgard, and the Rainbow Bridge is still there. What a cool frickin' touch. I saw that the Shrine of Rain has now turned into the tower, just like in Dragon Quest III. All of the towns are represented in Alefgard. It's much smaller, just like it was in the original version of the game, but everything is still there. Domdora is still destroyed. Cantlin is still there. Cole is still there. Garenham, Remulder, all those towns are still there whenever they weren't there in the original versions of the game. At that point, I had like maybe 5 minutes left of the demo. So I'm looking through the key item list and I'm like, maybe I can find something here in the key item list. And I did. I found a key item called the Forest Favor, and it said that it's a protective talisman that you have to have in order to find the way through the forest where the Yggdrasil stands. So remember, whenever you were trying to revive the Prince of Cannock after he came down with his disease, you had to go over to the Yggdrasil tree and get the Leaf of the World tree and bring it back. Now there's a whole dungeon over there because I sailed on over to where the Leaf of the World tree was, and I found out, oh my gosh, there's a real dungeon here with treasures and everything else. So something tells me he comes down with this sickness, and then you need this Forest Favor, and then maybe you're like, oh, I heard that the people of Cannock have the Forest Favor, so you go there, and maybe the princess is like, oh, I have the Forest Favor talisman, and then she joins your party then, and then you go in and you get the Leaf of the World tree, and then you heal the Prince of Cannock. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of new stuff has been added to both games, and I'm very sorry that the footage isn't matching what I'm talking about, but again, you're not able to record your own footage at these events. You just have to use what they give you. So I'm showing what they gave me, but I'm talking about what I did. So trust me, folks, there's tons of stuff here. But now I want to hear from y'all. What do you think about this? Are you as excited about this game as I am? Because I am stoked. Let me know in the comments, and have a good day.